Alrighty then, hello folks, Brew.com here, and I put it at the mic as usually, bringing no more than right before holidays. That's the Abzan Company or Collected Company or Abzan Milira, or the way you want to call it. You've seen this before, you've seen me piloting this one. I've played it against Ben, but this time it's against Naya, the one that has a significantly higher concentration of one drops, as we call it, one drop zoo. So there you have it. Quick updates, folks. There are a few videos I have reserved or kind of archived or whatever. I'm hoping to use them up as soon as possible throughout this holiday season. So even though I had a pretty large break before the last one I uploaded, and probably now it's been a few days, and probably there will be medium-sized gaps in between videos in the next few weeks, but bear with me. I have quite a few videos. I had some fiascos with actual video quality and the sound as well, and that's why I decided not to upload already narrated materials. Yeah, so Abzan Scried, I think I kept it on top. Turning one forests into noble. Naya goes shocking from the stomping ground into welding cattle. Then I love me some Onslaught or Odyssey block basics. For a lot of you it will be surprising, but I actually like them way more than Zendikar full art lands. I think that's a tapped Temple Garden from my side on turn 2, and the Voice Resurgence. That means he will have to cast bolts and such on his turn, otherwise he would give me extra board presence, and I didn't want to attack or anything, so whenever it's possible, it's good to have Shocklands tapped without sacrificing efficiency, because in this matchup you're as if like playing against Burn, even though you can stall and prevent some of the damage on the ground much better than against Burn. He fetched up a Sacred Foundry, so he already taken 5 from his own lands. Monster Swift Spear into Goblin Guide, so quite a bit of damage. Here, if his build actually would run stuff like Godshot or Mutagenic Growth, would be bananas. That's what I was actually expecting here, but that didn't happen. Goblin Guide showed a Razorfish Thicket, so got to draw a land that I can have enter the battlefield untapped without taking damage. I wasn't exactly sure which build was that, but yeah, he did run Mutagenic Growth, so it was correct call for me to actually block Goblin Guide and not Swift Spear, because that would be kinda dangerous, although it will be sort of the same outcome. Almost, but I think yeah, ultimately it's correct. It was a correct error to block the guide and not Swift Spear, because even though my friend is not a very insanely great player or anything, with all due respect, but even he wouldn't see side Swift Spear like that on that position. So I got my elemental token. As of now it's 2-2, but it's probably gonna get larger than that. Melira into Spellskite. I'm shifting back and forth in terms of Spellskite's main deck. I really like uh, the way of like playing 2 copies of it main deck and Pride Mage in the sideboard. The Spellskite is such a great anti-combo card, and one of the best protection spells you can find. On the other hand, having a second Spellskite in the board and Pride Mage in the main deck could have its benefits. For example, being able to destroy an Inkmoth Nexus or stuff like that from Affinity. Even though against Infact you would much rather prefer having a Spellskite, I suppose. But Pride Mage can blow up Amulets, can blow up Pyromancer Ascension, stuff like that. It's very niche, but I think like if your metagame is very wide, it's probably a good idea to play it. I think if your field is full of Grixis, then second Spellskite main deck is much better. If you have like Junk, then all the Grixis and twin decks and stuff like that, then 2 Spellskites is a big bonus. So blocked the Spellskite with the Spellskite, his Weldnicatl. 4 elemental token jumped in front of the Swift Spear. He didn't attack with the Goblin God because then I would be able just to also block it with the Milaro, which is not great for him. I don't think he just wanted to give me the opportunity. On the other hand, he's bolting my Milaro here so that my token will be smaller. I can redirect it to Spellskite, but then the Spellskite would just simply die after blocking the Weldnicatl. And I let Milaro to die. And then he even has a Helix for my Noble, which is a bit annoying. Again, if I redirect it to Spellskite, I'm basically saving Noble instead of Spellskite, which is probably not great. On the other hand, it would keep my Elemental as a free. But he has already 2 spells this turn, so my Elemental will die for sure. So I think, here you see me tanking for a while, but I agreed to his plan and let Noble die. So yeah, if there was a chance for me to trade the Elemental for Swift Spear, I'll take it, but here my Elemental would die anyway. Fetch in here and hoping for the best. I'm at 12 here. Simply because of the fetch into Tomb, because I needed a black source here to be able to cast these 2 spells. Oh no, I didn't. That's weird. So I didn't need to fetch a black source here, so what was my thinking there? Not sure. Because I could have fetched Forest to not take the extra 2 damage. Now I have a lot of blockers, so his offense is sort of shut off. But there must have been something else that I don't recall at this particular moment. So there must have been like some black spell in my hand. This is probably a Viscera Seer or something like that. That forced me to actually fetch a black source here. think this is more or less a safe block, even though the wall is 0-4. Atarka's commands free to head and pump his team, basically pumping Swift Spear up to a 3-4, but that's still not enough because the wall is 0-4, so that's not huge. Though he gets to eat, kinda eat my kitchen things and keeping his Nekatl alive. And then it's a Kurdip as his last card in hand, so I'm probably must be very pleased to see this turn of events. I still have 3 blockers for his next attack, which should be great. Don't remember what was in my hand at this point, what I top decked. I think it was just a land. But I might be wrong here. Because here playing the land would not be a great play because so many things I could have possibly represented here, like Cord or Company. I think he's pondering for a while what to do. Oh yeah, it was a Company. Okay, great. But I definitely wouldn't play the land if that would have been my last top deck, sorry. I got a Kitchen Things in play, but it's persisted, so sadly. I believe that's Viserys here and the another Kitchen Things. So one piece away from getting the combo going with a spell cut in play too, so I have protection if I ever draw another Melira or an Offensa here, and then he's pretty much toasted. I think this is one of the reasons why Abzan Company is actually doing quite fine right now in the meta game, because there are decks like this, bunch of Zoo decks, Burn decks. Of course, there are still quite a few of the decks which we consider as solid tier 1s of Modern, but as of yet, it's quite a bit of a more aggressive tempo meta game. At least at a lot of large tournaments in US. Even though sometimes when you look at top 8s of the Star City Opens in Modern, it may not appear like the metagame is very aggressive, but the field is quite aggressive, I think, right now. There would be a lot of decks that should really punish all the fear decks and all the control decks, but really struggle against very solid combo decks. This is also one of the reasons why I think Ad Nauseam combo or an Unlife combo is actually having fine season as well right now, I feel like, because if you don't have a very fast start, there's not much they can do in the matter of interacting with you, and you still have cards against control, not so much against combo outside of stuff like Juris, let's say, but against decks like this, like Naya Company or Naya Zoo, you just side in a bunch of holidays and just basically cycle some fogs until you draw like remaining combo piece, and then everything is good. Of course, they could have some mana denial cards, then Galactic could occasionally appear, especially from the Green White's Hate Bears decks. things of that nature. But definitely the field right now favors decks like Abzan Company and the Nauseum combo. Second Spell's Guides, which is quite okay here. Definitely better than having a Pride Mage. He's just trying to somehow burn me out, which I don't think is a good idea. I can still gain 2 from the kitchen things, of course he can respond with an Atarka command. But I still have a Spell's Guide, so I can at least gain some life in compared to his burn. Also, you see what's going on here. Basically, if he would have had few more burn spells, I think he had a chance at winning this game. But because it's a lot of this kind of creature-based damage, so now he's in kind of trouble here a little bit. On the other hand, staying power in the form of cheap, aggressive creatures is generally good, but I think the field now actually kind of hostile for these kind of strategies. I think moving back to playing burn instead of creature based decks is actually a better idea right now. He passed the turn after playing Wildnet Kettle, and at the end of his turn it's another Galactic Company, flipping into I believe Scavenging Ooze and another Viserys here, which is fine. He actually doesn't really have creatures in the graveyards, as funny as it is. Okay, life totals solidified. I'm still at 11, he's at 12. Once I draw even stuff like Gavany Township, I can start pumping my team every turn and actually maybe after one pump start attacking with some creatures too. With having a life wall and a Samarans of Viserys here, I think I was very safe no matter what, because at worst I like sacrifice kitchen things and then sacrifice something else, etc., and then gain more life with the Scavenging Ooze. As funny as it is, I haven't really been a fan of having second copy of Scavenging Ooze main sideboard. I do find it okay as having it second one main deck. Let's say if you don't play 3 copies of Voice of Resurgence like I do, I really love that card. And even though some matchups it's not that great, but in many of them it's so spectacular. So if you don't run that many Voices main deck, then second Scavenging Ooze main deck is definitely a possibility. So right now I don't see the need for the second one in the sideboard, but if the field will shift again towards more blue decks like Grixis, then I'll probably try to find some space here. I think I sacrificed something to Scry and then attempted to cast an Offensa here. He responded to that by casting a Tarkus commands, putting me to 9 and saying no life gain this turn. But that's still okay because I can attempt to combo on his upkeep again, and he would have to have another Tarkus command again. Otherwise I would just go for infinite life and there would be no comeback for him. I think this is what I do. I attempt to go for combo again. He had another Turkish command actually, as funny as it is. I'm at 6. So imagine if he would be a burn deck, there would be actually a chance for him to win, because if he would be burn, then I would probably be not at 6, but probably at something like 3, and then let's say the last remaining card is another 3 damage to face, and that would be it. So Zoo kind of decks are very pretty good matchups for this kind of deck. Some people might say that playing against Merfolks with Abzan Coco is not as of a great matchup, but I think it's actually quite okay depending on the build. Um, I would say that uh, Abzan Coco is slightly favored, especially if you're running Decay main over Path to Exile. I just like Path to Exile more because of the different access from Infect and Affinity, and also having the ability to path Tassigurs and Anglers and sometimes Primeval Titans. So I favor Path main over Decay because Decay probably not gonna save you a lot of the time. I think this is the build where I had a Hunter plus Varels in the slots where I usually run Spike Feeder plus Archangel. So there is that. So I side in here 2 decays in addition to 2 paths. Side in Burrington first ender. Take out Fin Hunter, I think, because it's too slow and he would always just Helix it away. Or ball it away. Not particularly amazing. I know, I had that time around Hunter plus Lily, I think. The other time I shifted to Varels plus Hunter. And I actually wasn't impressed with Lily because double black is such a liability. I'm fine actually taking a bunch of damage from Mylands early on when I side in Fulminators against Tron and Amulet, because they're being reactive on time means much more than taking this extra damage early on with the Fetchlands and Shocklands. So in that matchup I'm fine, but not so fine against decks like this. So that's why I took away the Lily, even though it's a 2-3 lifelink body, which is not that bad in this matchup, but it's so hard to cast her. I've seen lists actually trying to go with Blood Artist instead of Red Cap. That's fine, but what people are missing is that while it is double black to cast a Red Cap, but it has a much better synergy with Township. It also can go for full combo with 3 pieces. For example, against Tron, well, not Tron, but Twin, let's say, where infinite life is not a win, and let's say they tap out for something, be it main deck or after your sideboard, and then let's say you have 2 pieces on board, let's say with a Spellskite, so that's why they're still alive, and then they're tap out for something, like casting Visions into whatever, maybe Snapcaster Visions again, and then you top deck a Court, having the chance of just killing them right away without being able to get back into the game. That's one of the big selling points of the Red Cap. While Blood Artist, actually at the latest FNM I played with the deck was pretty good. Simply because I happened to play against a lot of aggressive decks like Tokens and green-white hate bears. So he started off with a fetch into Sacred Foundry, taken 3 and Swift Spear attacked me for 1. I'm down to 16 already because I cast first turn Viscercer of Overgrown Tomb, which was fetched. So I'm really taking some risk here. But I think I just had a very dense hands, like with a very dense curve out plan, hoping to actually combo very quickly. But he cast a Swift Spear plus a Bolt on the Seer. Did I forget to scry there? From the Seer. I think I might have. I guess like I didn't bother scrying because I would fetch anyway. Mixing my graveyard and whatever because of the okay, I'm a bit confused here. So Foothills fetched me there the or was it Path to Excel? Yeah, I think it was Path to Excel. That's why I didn't scribe, because I would fetch a basic and that basic was the planes. Okay, now I get it. So it was actually Path to Excel. Sorry for your confusion. It was shiny and promo-ish, so I thought it was Bolt, but yeah, it was a Path. It was a Path on the Seer, which is pretty weird play from him. But it gets rid of the combo piece, which is fine. So there was Milira, tapped Temple Garden or something on my previous turn. He didn't attack on his turn and just played a Galactic, which is pretty good on this matchup. Locks down Company and Corridor Calling as well. Pretty annoying creature. I'm one combo piece away, so I think that's why I was so aggressive with my life total and just playing that Seer in turn 1, because I actually, I think from the starting hand, even had the combo in hand. So I was just hoping for him to not have a removal spell, which is a lot to ask, of course, but there was a chance that I would be able to just lay out the combo on turn 3 while he would be just attacking and playing out some creatures. I think it's actually pretty plausible against the Zudak. There is a chance that he would just draw, I don't know, Boris Charms or Atarkus commands, of which there should be actually less after sideboarding. Here's Eidolon of Great Revel, which I suppose he sided in. I don't think it's a main deck card in Zoo, but I wouldn't hate people for trying it out main deck. But there are so many things which are less awkward main board. In a burn deck, it's a much better card, of course, because there it's less clunky and guaranteed value. So I'm getting up to 5 minutes, so enough to use up Township here and spread the love onto my creatures. Trying to differentiate between the counters and Wall of Roots. I think I decided to use up the wall to minus it to cast a bird so that I could spread the love to the bird as well. Love and care and attention. I'm not sure if I remember to take the 2 from the Eidolon after casting the bird. I suppose I did take it. Anyway, now the road is quite clogged, but don't feel like attacking just yet. Maybe next turn. Maybe next turn. But I would be very surprised if he would be attacking here with 2 Swift Spears, which really needs like a couple spells to actually do anything. So yeah, just a few alerts. I have in reserve few more modern videos, I think 1 or 2 or something, then 1 legacy matchup and a few more standard. Though with standard it's a bit complicated, but I have something interesting if I manage to actually get rid of some weird imagery and some weird features on those tapes. I think that was Helix or something. No, not Helix. Something that took out Milira. Perhaps a bolt. I know, I think it was Path to Excel. No, I'm not searching my library. Okay, life totals didn't change, so it cannot be Lightning Bolt or Lightning Helix. And it cannot be Serum Blaze, so probably just a Lightning Bolt. So Kitchen Things blocks 1 spear, seconds. Wall goes on to Walnut Kettle, and that's it. So Swift Spears are 2-free right now. He needs a second spell, and I think he's about to cast 1 more. It's a bolt, as we see here. Bolt on the Kitchen Things, which is kinda weird. I don't think I would have done that. On the other hand, otherwise things would trade for the Swift Spear. So suppose that's fine. It resets the Kitchen Things and I'm taking some damage here. Oh no, it's interesting. He actually pointed that bolt at me. It's interesting. Not sure if he took the damage from Eidolon himself. Let me know in the comments below about all the errors and you think inefficient plays. Still have 3 blockers and township going on, so that's fine. Using that second township, I drew in the mana from roots to cast another spellscape, but I don't think I should have done that. It's extra damage from Eidolon. Kinda losing focus while I shouldn't. At least 5 is a decent number, and I'm also in the meantime resetting things. So if he would gun for attacks here, they wouldn't turn out great, or at at least this means that um, I would be safe. So 4 attackers, 4 blockers. I have a spell cut so I can only take 2 from a bolts. No, actually I had a active bird, so could have gotten the blue mana from there. So targeted burn is not great here at all. He can't really attack. And eventually I will be able to go on an offensive even if I don't draw the big spells. I'm not entirely sure, but I think even at this stage I still had a Corridor Company in my hand, which was shut off by Teague. That's what I recall from this particular game. It may seem like I'm hellbent, but I think I had something like that left in my hand at this point. So let's see what I drew here, because I'm counting the mana, but I also, I guess, had to acknowledge the Eidolon and play. Going to 3 is so risky here, even though I can redirect some of those burn spells. At least Boros Charm wouldn't kill me here. And actually, excessive use of cards and everything could mean that he would be in a very tricky spot himself. So I'm activating Gavany here. He was trying to use Searing Blaze. He did lay down the fetch land this turn, and this is happening at the end of his turn. I still took 3 from the Searing Blaze, which is really annoying. Because Searing Blaze is tricky, because even if I redirect the damage to a creature to Spellscat, I still take 3 because it's damage to creature's controller. I know, it's like to target player. Have to open Searing Blaze to actually know for sure. I've played with that card and played against it so many times myself, but sometimes I still get confused. No, it's the target player. But it's target player, it's not just like 3 damage to target creature or player. So I cannot redirect that. It's different from the wordings on the bolts and helixes. I can redirect the damage to a creature, but not the second part of the Searing Blaze. And I'm at 2, and I can't really cast anything because of the Teague plus Eidolon. And all he needs now is to actually top deck a burn spell. And that's what he did. Autarchus commands, just killing me. Yeah, the Teague was pretty sick here. I had a Witness and the Path in hand, so I could have cleared the stage, but Yeah, at 2 life I couldn't really cast either of them because then I would just die to Eidolon. So this is a spot where actually throwing something like a red cap really shines, because it's something that can kill an Eidolon or a Tig, and you won't take damage from casting it unless it's about the mana and the duels. On to the next game. 1-1 so far. Tricky game, which was basically won on the back of Tig and Eidolon. Shut it down a lot of my potential routes to bounce back. I probably should have been more greedy with stuff like Witness and Path. Just try to maybe dodge the bullets and try to race somehow. Basically, one less burn spell, then I path his Eidolon, I cast like Witness for, I don't know, path again, and then I can attack with everything, etc. Things like that. So just try to kill him before he throws all those burn spells. But yeah, just a sacrifice outlet would actually give me some safety cushion, because then I would be able to sacrifice things in response to something, gain a couple more lives. But yeah, situations like that still happen. And sometimes I really want to have like second burnt on first ender in my sideboard, but I found that you can still win against burn like tags without any core fireworkers in your sideboard. And the route is to maybe having an Eidolon of Rhetoric, not allowing them to play multiple spells per turn. That is good. Second Borenton is probably much better. It's just much more flexible in all kinds of different matchups, not just burn. But the thing is that I really don't like stuff like Fotsy, so that's why I run full set of Tie Hollow's color in the board, and sometimes Sin Collector. And those I often side in against burn, but decided not to bring in this matchup. So what I had was a bird into Wall of Fruits, while he had a Walnut Cattle and then Swift Spear into Path on the second turn, bashing for 5 here. In the meanwhile, accelerating me quite a bit. Had to take some damage basically because of, I believe, double fetch into 2 Shocklands, so he's at 14. I'm trying to get ahead by casting Malaria and Kitchen Things. So sack outlets off the top, or let's say a cord, does it for me here. But there's a very big chance that he would have a removal spell here. Also, if Kitchen Things is persisted, it takes an offensive to reset a third township to consider racing with the combo plan. He has the bolt for Melira anyway, but now that Melira is gone, it makes it very easy to just declare things as a blocker for Walnut Cattle. Taken 2 from the Swift Spear, but remaining at 17, which is not that bad. He has a green Lavamancer, but no third lands. And I already have an active township because Bird gives enough mana. Well, now I drew a fifth land, and I don't even have to tap the bird. So resetting things and the bird. I think the correct line is just to attack with both of them, and that's what I do. It was pretty good that Lavamancer came down this turn and not the previous one, so that I was able to actually reset the things. He's now down to just to 10, because he took 4 damage last turn. Kinda complicated scenario for him here, but I think what he needs to do here is not just cast that Goblin Guide and attack with his guys, but to actually kill the bird right away here, because next turn it will be out of range because of the township. Top deck from the Goblin Guide shows up Viserys here. I think that's exactly what he does here. Activates Lavamancer to kill the bird while it's in the range. Untaps keys. Draw for the turn. And while he stepped out, it's not just Viserys here, which he saw from the top deck, it's Milara as well, and it's Infinite Life, and it's Goodbye Sailor, kinda situation. Right. Showing up the Cyber here, but done with the matchup. This build of mine had, I think, 2 walls and 3 of each, like Bird and the Noble Hierarch. But as of right now, I cut 1 wall in favor of the 4th Bird because the deck has so many 2-drops, even though I do like the wall, but I don't want to cut anything else, and I do like having 4 birds and 3 nobles. If I would be running 4-color calling, I think running 2 walls is a must, but I run like 3 chords and 2 paths main, and but only 2 Viserys Seers. So the flex slots are like 1 Fin Hunter and the Liliana. Liliana is going away, and it's a Verals right now as a 3rd sack outlets. I don't like having 3 Viserys Seers, and Verals is actually a quite solid card in a lot of matchups. Just allows you to have basically a mana sink in play, which can actually stress quite a bit the Grixis players. I hope you had some glimpses of what my opponent, my friend, started here with the Naya Zoo. I think it's almost a straightforward kind of sideboarding. You want Eidolon, you want Tig, you want just extra removals, that sort of stuff. You want paths, you want extra Syrian Blaze if you have them, things like that. And you saw my small sideboard after game 1. So there you have it, guys. So don't forget to subscribe, check out the website bootbrew.com, check out the channel, it's Boatbrew on YouTube. Also subscribe to our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/bobrew. I stream Magic Online, Magic Duels, and one other similar card game there as well. So there you have it. Even though here I had some post-match thoughts of actually replacing Hunter and Liliana into Fury and Archangel, but I really love having a third sacrifice outlet in the deck plus a Thin Hunter to get rid of the Tassigurs, and sometimes it could even stop an Emrakul, and you just sacrifice a bunch of lands and creatures and still win this way, like through a combo against Tron. So that doesn't happen that often, but it happened at least once to me at an FNM. And I still like Archangel and stuff. If your field is full of Junt and Junk with a bunch of Scavenging Uzis, so having Theater Archangel combo to play around Graveyard Hate is definitely a great choice. So, right, happy holidays. Watch out for new videos coming up in the next 2 weeks. And until the next sale, goodbye, folks.